The WNBA just punished its biggest star, and not for a hard foul or trash talk, but for 4 words typed on Instagram. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's brought more attention to women's basketball than anyone in decades, was fined $200 for posting, "Refs couldn't stop us." That's it. 4 harmless words. So here's the question. Why would the league target the very player carrying it into the mainstream?
So during the game, we saw here, the Fever players celebrating. I would assume based on the reaction that this was after the Lexi Hull steal and everything. And Caitlin Clark on Instagram commented this: "Refs couldn't stop us. Elite bench mob. It wasn't for the lack of trying. Glad they're having fun and celebrating like no other teams. Will she get fined for saying that? Yeah, she got..."
Let's rewind. Caitlin Clark has been out since July with a groin injury. She hasn't suited up in months, but her presence still looms over the Indiana Fever. She's the reason arenas are packed, the reason TV ratings are breaking records, and the reason major brands like Nike and Gatorade are investing millions in endorsements. She's not just a player, she's a cultural force. Meanwhile, the Fever are writing their own underdog story. Despite missing their superstar and dealing with multiple injuries, they fought their way past the Atlanta Dream and stunned the Las Vegas Aces in Game 1 of the semifinals. A massive upset. This should have been the perfect headline: "Women's basketball is thriving." Instead, the focus shifted to a petty fine for a harmless comment.
Celebrating. This isn't even her going at refs. It's literally like if you say the word refs and you're an Indiana Fever player, you're gonna get fined. If you say the word refs as a Fever player, the word referees has to be spoken, cannot be said by an Indiana Fever player, otherwise it's a fine. And the worst part is if they got fined for celebrating. So I don't think, only she got fined, not everybody. There's other people on the floor, everything. She's not, like, they're celebrating, the timeout's been called, or the foul's been called, it is what it is.
Here's the hypocrisy. All season long, Clark has taken cheap shots, hard fouls, and dangerous hits that the league brushed off. Calls that would have been flagrant in any other setting were ignored. Referees have lost control of games to the point where physicality risks escalating into fights. Coaches, players, and fans have been begging for consistency. And yet, the moment Clark makes a tongue-in-cheek Instagram comment, that's where the league finds its backbone. Not when players get shoved to the floor, not when games are derailed by whistle chaos. They crack down on Instagram jokes instead. That's not accountability, that's hypocrisy. And Caitlin isn't alone in this. Sophie Cunningham has openly mocked the league's obsession with silencing criticism, even joking about starting a GoFundMe to cover Clark's fine. Coaches like Becky Hammond, yes, even from the powerhouse Aces, have admitted officiating is out of control. Stephanie White has voiced her frustration. Golden State assistant Natalie Nakasi was fined for the same issue. When so many voices, from rival coaches to league insiders, are all saying officiating is embarrassing, the league should be listening. Instead, they slap fines and hope the noise dies down. That's not how you build credibility. That's how you lose it. The timing makes it even worse. On one side, Aja Wilson wins her 4th MVP award, a huge milestone, and the league celebrates her as the polished face of the WNBA. On the other side, Caitlin Clark, the player who drives ticket sales, merchandise, and TV ratings like no one else, gets punished for cheering on her team. That contrast says everything. Imagine being a young fan. You see your hero fined for being passionate while the league ignores the very issues hurting the game. What message does that send? Authority over accountability, control over growth. The most frustrating part is that the Fever's playoff run is the story women's basketball has been waiting for. 6 players injured, their superstar on the bench, and still, this team clawed its way to the semifinals for the first time since 2015. They shocked the defending champs with grit, discipline, and Kelsey Mitchell dropping 34 points. That should have been a marketing blitz. Highlight reels, headlines, interviews. Instead, the storyline became Caitlin Clark fined for an Instagram comment. A league allergic to good publicity somehow managed to sabotage itself. And how did Clark handle it? Like a leader. She posted a screenshot of her comment, laughed it off, and promised the fever bench would be even louder next time. She turned a slap on the wrist into fuel for her team. That's why fans love her. She doesn't bow to league politics, doesn't hide her personality, and refuses to let pettiness define her. In a way, the fine backfired. It only made Clark look stronger, funnier, and more relatable, while making the league look fragile and out of touch. This isn't about $200. It's about what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. A respected professional league that embraces criticism and grows stronger from it, or a fragile PR machine that silences its stars while ignoring its flaws. Right now, under Kathy Engelbert's leadership, the answer looks more like the latter. Because the truth is simple. Caitlin Clark didn't hurt the WNBA with that comment. She exposed what everyone already knows. The officiating is inconsistent, the leadership is defensive, and the league's priorities are upside down. Until that changes, moments like this will keep happening, and women's basketball will keep missing opportunities to grow. So here's the bottom line. Caitlin Clark was fined not for misconduct, but for honesty, for saying what fans already shout at their TVs every night. And instead of using her voice to make the league better, the WNBA tried to silence it. That's not just petty, it's self-sabotage. What do you think? Did the WNBA make a huge mistake punishing Clark, or was the fine justified? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that the league doesn't want you to hear.